Hey! How many more are
I'm
coming?
literally coming from another town. Matt!
When did that last panel end?
Just a
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. Do we how many is 4 of it?
yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Or is Des coming?
That's what we do.
And we're getting one more. Oh, QQH?
It should be here. So
Okay.
we got chairs. We'll bring it back.
Okay.
Sorry, we literally just finished the panel.
Yeah, sorry, y'all.
We're a little unorganized. Oh, and I got buck on my hand. Oh no.
What is that?
Vodka.
Oh,
Leave me alone. You don't judge.
it's done judging.
I'm judging too.
Hashtag judgment.
Camp down judging. See this.
Dude. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There. That one's for Pandas. Yep, you're right over there. Yep. Yeah. Right on. We dig this. We dig it.
That is literally an illness. I like your flag a lot. I'm actually only.
That's okay. We don't listen to our own shit.
Don't worry. It's a podcast. You're good.
I think you're going to do great.
It'll be fun. Is Dragget joining us? Oh, no. They are.
Are they not?
They might come. I don't know.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Right.
Yes.
Okay, we only. No, we're good. We're
Yeah, we're good. We're waiting for our guests. Hello, everyone. We're just waiting for a few more guests, or 1 or 2 more. Pandas and TQH.
But we're running a con, so things might have happened.
That's true. Let's just do it.
Let's just start.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dragget Show. That's Dragon Affair Together. I'm Xanni. This is Up Live.
I'm not here.
And we are IndyFurCon live. Long time. We're going to be rusty. It's going to be weird, but hey, how it goes. Introductions.
Rusty Shackleford.
Rusty Shackleford. That's your stage name.
No, that is King of the Hill stage name. One of the greatest stage names out there, Rusty Shackleford. However, right now, let's introduce our charity. Heather, would you tell us a little bit about yourself? Us up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all back.
We're vaxxed. We're going to take our masks off. That deal.
Yes, that one.
Hi, my name is Heather. I'm president of E.R.P.S, which is Exotic Animal Rescue and Pet Sanctuary. So we rescue the weird ones. No dogs, no cats, no wildlife, no barnyard animals, anything else that you might expect to have as a really weird pet in your house, I probably have it in rescue.
I absolutely love that your catchphrase is, we rescue the weird ones. Leave it to Furry to find the charity that says, we rescue the weird ones.
The other animals.
The other animals? So, okay, so you rescue the other ones. So what is your favorite animal cracker if you're only rescuing the weird ones?
That is a good question.
That's such a hard question. So I got into animal rescue actually because of ferrets. They are my first exotic animal love. Yes!
Yeah.
I adopted 2 from E.R.P.S 6 years ago now. That's how I got involved. And then I started volunteering and it got progressively more involved until it escalated so quickly that I was suddenly president right before my first FurCon. And that's, so ferrets I think are one of my first loves, but
Always blame ferrets.
I love ferrets, but I got poop on my butt today, so
What?
like,
I mean, okay, if you're going to get poop anywhere, I think the butt is the most appropriate, so.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
It's like 10 that out, so it's a little different.
Hold on, I also really quick need to make sure I understand this. So, you became president right before you started coming to the fur conventions as the charity.
I became president of E.R.P.S in August of 2018.
Okay.
Literally right before I came. So I was already involved in planning the event and helping out. I was the one who brought the request to be the charity to the board and said, guys, it might sound a little weird, but trust me. And they said yes. And so I was involved in helping plan, and I was going to be here the whole weekend. And a couple of weeks before, things just kind of shifted and escalated, and I was asked to take over, and I literally became president 2 weeks before FurCon 2018.
That is a very interesting month of your life. I just became president of a charity organization, and now I'm with a bunch of people wearing carpets for costumes. What is on my head?
That's all I want to know.
I mean, it's a hat.
Just a hat.
Wait. Does this work on you?
If I move fast enough, I'll be able to see it through the speed of light.
Turn and cross your eyes.
Very nudie. All right, what's his new catchphrase?
Okay.
Good call. Anyway.
To continue the introductions, give it up for your guest of honor, QQA!
Sorry, I was late. The deaf was leading the blind.
Well, Miss Steph, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
I draw cute art. That's pretty much all.
There you go.
Incorrect. This person over here draws cute. By the way, I'm an improviser, so yes and all the time. So I was like, no, screw it. Incorrect. Inconceivable, for you do not just draw cute art. This person over here draws amazingly cute art. Some of the most adorable, like reminding you of all the good in your childhood art. And then I go to a convention and she is running security and you are the most terrifying person I have ever met. They will look at a drunk person and that person will not only sober up but give them all their booze, which is why we're friends, because then she passes it to me.
I keep the vodka.
Yeah. You gotta have the cute art to outlaw the you're not gonna screw with me thing.
I understand. And finally, over to the side, a Dragget Show regular. Everyone give it up for the host of Charity Who's Line, who just absolutely nailed that panel. Thank you so much for all you do. The con chairman of First Squared, give it up for Dragget.
Hi.
Dragger, I believe there's some people out there who do not know who any of us are. Why don't you talk a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm short and just surprisingly loud despite my lack of height, so that's good. I'm also short enough, I don't know if you all know this, but Alkali has the big booming projector voice, and I'm the perfect height, where if he screams, it's like a shout attack in D&D, and I collapse and I'm stunned for a couple of rounds. There's video of that. Which con did that happen at?
That's happened in multiple cons, my friend. It's actually a very interesting relationship that myself and Demon share, because I am obviously incredibly tall and they're incredibly short. And sometimes being that your entire life, you don't realize how the other side has it. So at one point we are hanging out in my house, and I only have one restroom in my entire house, and it was in use. And Demon came in and was like, oh, I really need to go. I'm like, I'll just go downstairs and use the sink. I do it all the time. And they looked at me like, really? And how would I do that, Alkali? I'm like, well, I never realized there were people so short that you'd have to like arc to piss inside the utility sink in the basement. Never occurred to me once. And they're standing there like, I can attempt it, but you're going to need a towel. Speaking of needing a towel, that same day, because I had moved into my new place, they stayed over, they were helping me set things up. They stayed the night, and when they woke up in the morning, it was time to get clean. So they went into the bathroom that I myself had remodeled to look up to the ceiling in the shower and realize that my shower head is built for me. Because if you're me and you go into anyone else's shower, allow me to show you where the water hits. I don't need to show you. Crotch! Your showers are my crotch. My dick is so clean when I'm over your crotch that the rest of me I'm like contorting. This one is in my shower, getting rained on from above. The gods are spilling cleanliness onto them. But the shower head was posted way to the back of the shower and they couldn't reach it.
Wait. I couldn't reach from standing on the floor.
Yeah.
You have a shower tub combo. So look, I really like my hot showers, but they have to go just right at the top and drip down, and it's perfect, and I can live in them forever. And my desire to acquire this outweighed any form of safety concerns. So I have already soaked up like a dum-dum. I do not rinse off. I am now climbing the tub. Now, Alkali has a shower curtain, but I'm small, so if you grab like right towards the base, you can kind of like get on your tippy toes. So,
Are you a cat now?
no, because I fell. Now, this could have gone wrong, but unless all of y'all are in my personal purgatory, I did survive the following. I slipped, I fell backwards, I did try to cat, I tried to turn, and instead of doing what talent does, I kind of just went on my side, and my head hits the raised portion of the toe. And let me tell you, other than that I thought I just died, the neck pop that just went all the way down, it was great. I accidentally chiropractored myself. Alkali has no idea what happened other than calamity. Yes, Dragget.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought Furry Final Destination was gonna be a little more interesting.
What is your closest to death you have come? Mine was falling in your shower.
Jeez.
Why do so many of our friends have near-death experiences at our house? We need to stop buying firecrackers.
Welcome to our comedy panel. Here's how I almost died.
That's the name of our next CD.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually feeling a little guilty for picturing that without consent.
That's okay. I'm the one who heard the loud noise. I ran in there. I'm like, hey.
We're just gonna make a DVD for you called Hot Slips. Hot Slips! Too hot for TV. Whoa! And it's just beautiful people just almost dying constantly.
I like the idea of the camera being stationary. You just whoa, and a nude person just slides past.
Right. Too hot for. Do you watch these college co-eds and they're about to show their test? Just out of the frame.
You can hear the ambulance showing up because no one ever turned off the camera.
No, then the ambulance shows up. Let's go that. Whoop, and they slip too. Because it keeps going, and they're naked every time.
Every time. I don't know who had the saxophone, but Yakety Sax is playing the whole time.
But don't worry, they may have fallen, but they're already up.
That reminds, okay, if you're at a nude colony, is there like nude security and nude paramedics too? Because I want that to be a thing.
So, the answer to that is actually no.
Oh!
The answer to that is no, and I don't know that because of a nude colony. I know that because of, if you've ever heard the story of the exploding lake, that is a campsite that myself and my friend owned, and we would rent it out to different groups, and every year, the pagans would rent it out for 10 days. And the pagans were also nudists. And the one thing we learned about nude pagans, if they are wearing clothes, they are either security or a lawyer. And we learned not to mess with those people when they were at our campsite. Because you have never seen anything worse than a lawyer approaching, there are too many bees on this campsite. Like, oh, we're very sorry about that. You don't understand. One of us's ding-dong just got much bigger permanently. We are going to require $1,000 off of the initial asking price. And I'm looking over at this man in a full three-piece suit, wearing a tie, and his mate butt-ass naked behind him with a big shit-eating grin, holding their junk in pain. Thank you. So yeah, they got $1,000 off, and we bug sprayed next year.
I always thought the reason that you don't have nudist security peoples is because, like, if it's batons, they just keep flying out. And, like, really, I know there's a lube called gun oil, but don't.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we have a lot of Patreon questions to answer, so we better not do that, because that's how I awkwardly transfer to a thing. Yes, transition to another thing. Okay, Jesus Christ.
Thank you very much to all of our fans out there. We are the Dragget Show. You can find us on Patreon and on Telegram. If you are a Patreon member, you can ask us questions, which we will answer as truthfully as physically possible during the set. And also, we get to make our friends answer them too. So this should be either uproarious or terrifying. Go ahead.
Oh boy. Our first question is for Shukin Flash.
Thank you, Shukin.
Thank you. As chaos sweeps the nation, only one superhero can save the day. What superhero do you become, and what is the weird quirk to your power? So what is it?
Wait, doesn't have to be a real superhero?
No.
Oh, just what's your weird superhero?
It barely needs to be a real answer. Go for it.
I feel like I should have worn my Wonder Woman cosplay, but it's still upstairs in my cellar.
Hold on. You have Wonder Woman cosplay upstairs in your hotel room?
Of course.
You are the charity for this convention. Oh my God, I love you. Guys, give it up for our insane.
Charity, I'll make you a deal. If you're in the Wonder Woman cosplay at closing ceremonies, I will be in Spider-Man.
Oh. I was gonna be a dragon.
Oh, be a dragon.
Be a dragon.
Be a Wonder Dragon?
Oh, I can do both. I feel like someone should have told me that.
Wonder Dragon.
This is Furry. There are no rules and no regrets. You can be anything you want. Have you met a circle?
Oh my God, I'm getting hang on, I have to get my boots here.
I have to get my
Are you turning into Wonder Woman right now? What's going to
No,
happen?
my spouse is coming later. I gotta get him to bring my boots.
This is the important things.
Honey, bring my boots.
Guys, they're thigh-high sweet boots. They go with the Wonder Woman costume.
Okay, so what's the super weird power that you get in the Wonder Woman costume to save the world? Like, what's the one? So like Peter Parker is normally Spider-Man, except he gets alien black stuff on and is like, whoa, this is cool. So like, what's like that? I know, but like, it's a goo and it helps. This doesn't help out.
Well, I mean, I already have a superpower.
Okay.
I find trouble.
Oh.
Your superpower is finding trouble?
Yes.
Yeah, usually you want a second step to that.
They follow me with security whenever I say follow me.
So basically, you're the Pied Piper of troublemaker.
That's my husband. I said, there's something interesting, follow me, and they do. All the way across the entire hotel with security.
Now, you have to have a way to accomplish that. How are you accomplishing having people follow you?
I say follow me, and they do.
There is nothing. You don't just tell people to do much, just give me money. See? Damn, no one can be wrong. Come on!
Money in the hat. There, it's right there.
Alkali, after the pandemic, reality has a bit of lag. Just give it some time.
Oh, I understand this.
See, look at
Oh, shit! Okay. Thank you very much, my friend. By the way, I said me. Anything that goes to the head is obviously for charity. We keep nothing from this bank.
Yes.
Yeah, I just realized what I said.
No, it was going to go to charity. 100%.
Yes, it's going to charity.
But no, that's
Thank you very
exactly
much.
what happens. That's
Well,
exactly.
you proved me wrong. All right, back to our lasso of truth friend over here.
Yes, the
Well, I
lasso.
do actually have a superpower as well.
What's
I'm
that?
not super sure it will be helpful in what are we doing again?
Superpower to save the world?
I'm not really sure how choosing the perfect avocado is going to accomplish that.
I can.
But I feel like if we make some really good guacamole, we can make some progress in the piece.
We can bring the world together with good guacamole.
I mean, I'm willing to try. It's good guacamole. Worst case scenario, chippies.
Yeah.
This is delicious.
Yeah.
This is the most delicious
You
solution.
can't fight when you're eating chips and salsa, you see?
Oh, you can if the salsa is spicy enough. You
That's
are a
true.
bioweapon in waiting.
Yeah.
Demon, superpower.
My genuine, real-life superpower is extremely high-pitched hearing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's funny.
So are you going to hear something that's going to save us?
No, I'm gonna hear something and then be unhappy. What's it called where you just have a quirk but it's only negatives?
A curse.
Yes. I am cursed.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Xanni?
They don't go, what a horrible night to have a superpower, do they? That's not what they say. All right.
Xanni?
Yes.
What's your superpower?
Oh, God. that's gonna like, and oh no, bring everyone together. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna go with the guac thing and make it just so good that people are like, wow, racism doesn't make any sense. This is delicious. I know this is happening. It's magical guac. It just enlightens you. It's enlightening guac. Yeah. Guacamole. Holy guacamole. Holy shit.
Holy guacamole! Cheers.
All right.
Oh my God.
All right. New question. Dragon Mom. They make guacamole. I know. Dan Wolfwar asks.
Thank you, Dana Wolfwar.
I made it go away. Do you think that a city management version of Artemis would be a fun group game? Oh, I don't know about that. I think we kill each other.
Alright, what they're talking about, for those of you who are not aware, City Simulation is a video game where you are going to build a city. Artemis is a spaceship simulator where 6 people get together and try to fly the spaceship, all of them needing to help one another. They're all affecting each other. And we are sociopaths, so yes, I'm going to say that'd be the greatest city building simulation. Mainly if we get like this table doing it, we'd go from like Draco Arcologies over here to the Guac Cathedral over here. And everything in the middle. Dude, city by fucking committee would be amazing.
But this game already exists. It's called the City Council. You can join it and run your entire town.
Almost did it. There was a trustee position in my neighborhood that opened up because a trustee got elected to mayor in a special election. And instead of having a second special election, they said, all right, everyone, we're going back to high school. Write us a report, and the best one gets to be a trustee for 9 months while we wait for the next election. And I said, I need to do this. So instead of writing a report, I sent them my stand-up special and said, can you really do worse? It didn't work, but I think I might run for trustee in a few months and see what happens.
I say you just do some magic tricks and just make those your campaign slogan things. Someone juggled to run on Twitter and it worked, and they're just like, vote for me. And this is modern politics, I'm telling you. So what are you going to do?
I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. If you came to the last one, you know that I can vanish and reappear a card. If I had all the material, I could make a small flash of fire to do that. But the last time I did that, I held the charge for that little flash of fire in my hand for about 6 hours. I was playing a LARP. So for 6 hours, I had a piece of flash paper filled with flash powder, filled with red smoke powder, filled with flash powder, cupped in my hand. And here's a really interesting chemistry tidbit for all of you. The stuff that makes flash paper explode at high temperatures with a little bit of moisture turns into paste. You know, like if you palm the thing for over 4 hours, it might stick to your hand. So I went to release the charge, I hit the adapter in my other hand, and it stuck to the side of my thumb right here, and blew up, causing the skin to peel over the top of my thumb, causing me to go to the hospital in the middle of a neuro event. But on the other hand, I can jam my finger in a car door and can't feel shit anymore. So win-win for me. It looked amazing.
That'll be your superpower. You just stick your thumb into something that, like for a bomb or something. Like, yeah, you saved us all. City council.
But the spike, it's just your thumb.
Yeah.
What a good boy am I.
What if oh, yeah.
You did see that episode.
I did. So you are city. So okay, you're running a city, and we're doing this as a game
Running
because
it as a group.
yes.
Okay, all right.
What are our jobs? What are you making us heads of?
Okay, so I do need, all right, so as being an officer of security, there's only one thing I can think to put you in charge of. Waste management. You are totally in charge of this shit. All right, you're going to need to come up
How
with
am I not in charge of shit?
Oh, you! See, I don't want to say you're in charge of animal control because that would be a misnomer. You're in charge of animal, control. So you're the bondage mistress of the entire city. Everyone who needs it, then look, everyone's going to be a little tied up at some time or another. You're just facilitating that.
Jeez.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
This is.
I don't know if that was picked up.
It's probably fair that it wasn't. Reasonable. You're welcome to repeat it, but I won't.
All I'm saying is we'll be the most conquered shipper planet out there because the argument is going to be, does the shipper world's power supply go to the replicators for all of the chips and snacks, or does it go to the icky, gross hollow suite?
Hollow sweet.
Oh, all right, so let me ask you this, being a Star Trek aficionado, the Hollow Suite, for the cleaning cycle, because everything has a cleaning cycle, do you think they just turn on a program and there's just a bunch of hollow characters whose only job is to clean? Because that's how it works, right?
No.
It's not like fake inside there, it's a hologram. They have tangibility. So there's just these Hollow Suite characters cleaning the walls for decades, for centuries, and sooner or later, as we learned in Voyager, they gain sentience. What happens when they gain sentience, demon? What do we do now?
I mean, it's
Wait, they clean jizz out of the Hollow Suite in several episodes?
well, I mean,
Alkali.
intentions.
How many times in Next Gen does Riker have that twinkle in his eye?
That he just used the hollow suite?
Or is about to?
Is that why he does stuff over the chair like that? Is that like he just used it? So he's like, gotta air out the balls.
William gotta air out the balls, Riker. There we go.
Riker, the hollow suite's off white again. I thought it was grid.
Oh my God.
All right.
I think what I would like you to run in the city is I would like you to be totally in charge of micromanaging logistics.
Oh
Because
God.
here's the thing, when you're doing comedy, when you're doing anything that involves a stage performance, one of the hardest things to do, but that creates so much creativity, is being pigeonholed. That's why in improv, you give them small topics. You nail them down to that topic and you see what happens. So if we put this one in charge of logistics, you're going to get things like Pringles happening all over the place. You know, a tennis ball factory that got a bunch of potatoes for no fucking reason, so they just made chips. That would be what this one does. The computer factory is getting steaks. Animal control, 400 pigeons. Just sending them over there, you know, for some kind of a cake. What would you do? How would you take care of logistics?
Okay, there's a rule in animal rescue, you don't put numbers to it, because if I get 400 pigeons next week, I'm coming after you.
Fair enough. Can't you just like leave a window open? The pigeons go back to Chicago eventually. That's where all pigeons come from, right?
Not domestic breed.
There's domestic pigeons?
Oh, absolutely. We got a white dove that we just talked about last week.
Wait, seriously?
Wow.
That's awesome.
Was it for a magic show?
I suspect it was from a dove release that didn't come back properly.
You know, that must have been the accident-prone magicians.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
That's clearly where it came from.
Wait, so domesticated pigeons, you can't be like, make them do bad AM instant messenger where you tie the thing to your leg? Is that how that works? Because like you send the pigeon out, it comes back, but if you're domesticated.
They're trained for that.
Oh.
They're trained for return, and so, I mean, that sort of thing comes from somewhere. But the problem is that when they get lost and off course and they're stuck out in the area, they can't survive the winter in Indiana.
They
can't survive predators in Indiana because they're bright white.
They drive like me. I get it.
It's right.
Where am I? This is fun. Life before MapQuest. I tell you. You kids with me. Yeah.
Are you old enough for that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All of us are.
Yes.
Oh, I did it again.
Yeah, we made ourselves old again.
It's funny that this week the topic is magicians, because there's a magician I will never forget as long as I live. My grade school would do, I don't know if they still do this in schools, definitely not during COVID times, but assembly, is that still a thing?
Yes.
So we had like assembly, you know, once every other month. And every once in a while, they'd actually have a fun assembly. And I'll never forget, I was very young at the time. I honestly can't remember what grade. But they brought in the animal magician. In fact, I want to say he was called Spider-Man, because one of his best tricks actually involved a tarantula, which when he was done, passed around. Like, I'm afraid of spiders. I held a tarantula in my hand. It was awesome. But he also had, it was super cool. He also had, it's super cute. They also did a bunch of other tricks with animals, and it was an amazing show. It was super entertaining for all the kids, but the magician was the only one there. They didn't have an assistant, so when it came time to pass around the animals, they would pass around the animals. And it kind of decreased from the entertainment of the show when he would approach you, and you see this well-dressed, semi-tuxedo, magician's top hat, and an arm covered, wrist to elbow, with the deepest scratches you could possibly have, wondering how exactly he loaded the cat into the top hat, wondering how big the claws on that bunny would be, but most importantly, wondering why that spider looked terrified of that man. So there's only two scenarios. One, he's training a new animal. The animal did not like being put into the box where it gets cut in half, and we go from there. Or two, he had the weirdest magic trick ever, and he really wanted to do it, but his boss said no.
So I have an idea for waste management.
Oh, do you?
In fact, I have 2 ideas, so you'd have to vote.
Okay.
Number 1 is that we put traps on every single house, and we filter them, and we can test them for COVID, and you can test them for drugs, and you can do all the testing. Or people, or corks.
Corks. Let's not divulge into a fascist state and test people's shit. Let's just go with corks.
Wait.
They're stopping at the source. Yeah.
Stopping at the source.
You test the drugs so you make sure you know what it is you're taking.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I didn't say we prosecute any of these people.
Oh, that's right. This is great. Also, corks.
Hold on. Can I know what my department is? I'm the drug czar.
You're the
But
drug
just the opposite of what you think. Just I handle all the drugs. I don't stop it. I just I see how that shit.
Yeah, my traps keep him in line to make sure he doesn't give them bad shit.
I'm just imagining you going to the Costco of drugs, all the free samples, please. I am the czar of smoking.
I would just love to go to Walgreens. I'm the drug czar. I get everything for free.
Also, I'm not so sure if your cork plan works because we all know Dragor. That pressure will build up until somebody gets shot with a cork.
I didn't say how long it would. There were no guarantees and warranties.
Wow. Isn't that the definition of a warranty? Anyway.
Now, guarantees have conditions on their guarantees.
Ah, it's always the fine print.
Yeah.
Condition, when a cork shoots from your pants and murders a person, we're stepping back. We're out.
All right, we're going to do more questions. Regda.
Hello, Regda. Thank you so much.
Take a film of your choice and turn the characters furry. What animals would be the protagonists, supporting characters, villains in the film? Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Why not?
Die Hard.
It's Christmassy, it's fun,
It's
got blood on the feet.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
It is one of the best.
We watch it every December.
Oh, and Bruce Willis is always going to be barefoot, so you got people with the beans, they're going to like that part.
Tobies. Yeah, Tobies with
Tobies.
platinum.
Ugh.
Isn't that a part of the movie?
Yes.
Tobies with platinum.
Someone will like it. Someone else will like it.
Somebody will watch.
Someone will like it.
The alcoholic foot fetishist loves this movie.
Shards and Glass Steve loves this a lot.
Damn it! Right, so the first thing I want to do is, because if I remember correctly, in that movie, doesn't Bruce Willis crawl through the vent?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that we have to say right away that the movie was written and then they hired the furries, because in my mind, Bruce Willis is an elephant and most of the movie after that scene is just him stuck in a vent. But he's delivering his lines like that, like unbelievable acting, well, stuck in a vent.
I like this. And who takes over and saves the day? Because Bruce Willis is stuck in a vent.
Who was the dad from
Carl
Family
Winslow.
Matters? Yes.
Carl Winslow.
Carl Winslow.
Is going to save the day.
And I think the best thing for him to be, because I can still picture the Steve Urkel character. I grew up with that character. And I've always imagined that his nonsense is being directed at an emu. So Carl Winslow is an emu who's going to save the day. Tell me now that I've said it. Tell me now that you will not see Steve Steve Urkel talking to an emo. Did I do that? Not even a furry emo, just a fucking emu. Like, it didn't memorize its lines. Now you can't go back to your trailer. Get that man a drink. The Oscar is on its way.
I call learning mutual insurance.
That is, wow.
Sloths have got to drive the getaway vehicle.
Sloths have to drive the getaway vehicle.
Do we want to furry any other movie?
Oh, hold on. Who's Hans Gruber? The villain has to be fur. I came up with two. What's your guys' turn?
Well, that's a good question.
He's a living pile of tube grubs.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that just the worm who walks? That's just a D&D creature.
You mean to tell me you don't play the worm who walks with his voice?
Shit. All right, you win this round.
Alan Rickman as an evil villain voice is just a given. If you can do it, do it.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing.
He's obviously a German Shepherd.
Yes.
G-Chef. Oh, get an adorable G-Chef.
Okay, real quick. Edward Scissorhands, it's furry adjacent, but it's all Pokemon. So like Edward is a Cypher, the Avon lady is a Mr. Mime, Vincent Price is like the old dying Alakazam.
Oh my god.
The bully is a Machamp.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would watch this.
Oh my god.
Machamp's falling out the window in a very awkward scene.
You mean the goth bullying artist decided to kill the bully at the end of the movie?
Yeah, you know, back in the 90s we just used to murder and be cool with it. It's like, Batman killed someone. That's how that works.
See, when it really comes down to it, adding an animal to a movie, I only have one thing that I can think of. I always wanted to see, I think it's called Arthur, the alcoholic and swab. I just want to see I don't know what they're called, but the dog with the barrel of rum around their neck. Thank you, a St. Bernard. Just for the whole movie, I don't want him to have a drink, but every time he would take a sip on scene, I just want a St. Bernard to run out and he has to like get on his hands and knees and just in the middle of every goddamn scene. Because you know what? Alcoholism isn't funny. And that movie did not need to be what it is. But if you just have a dog wandering around that's feeding everyone on camera, and they have to stop in the middle of their monologue and, oh, thank you. Yes, I would like to go to dinner with you.
Thanks, Booze Dog.
Thanks,
Booze Dog in the house. Booze Dog's gonna save the world.
Booze Dog would save the world.
Yeah, it's basically Spud McKenzie. If we went from the 80s, there's just a dog that shows up and a party happens. But anyway.
Nothing wrong with that. What animals are you guys going to put into movies? We haven't heard.
Sloth.
You put sloth. We already had sloth. Come on, I believe it. Make a movie and an animal. Put it in there. Make it weird.
Make it.
A bunny in No.
Zootopia.
I want the one where they kill all the Nazis.
Glorious Bastards.
Yes! What a bunny as like the really bad guy with the bat and the blood everywhere.
Bear bun.
The bear bun.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the main villain from Inglourious Bastards? You want to be a bunny first?
No, I want the good guy.
Good guy.
No,
The guy that
Eli Roth plays the bear Jew.
I understand.
And has
A bunny.
an incident with a baseball bat.
Oh my, okay, a bear bun, got it.
Yes.
My dear, can you think of an animal to add into a movie?
I can't currently think of any movies that are already in movies.
Leave it to the charity, I only know animal movies.
I would redo the Elephant Man. I would make sure there is absolutely 0 elephants in it, and then I would write the review, it was utterly irrelevant.
Love it.
All right, we got more questions.
Questions?
All right, Dr. Large asks.
Hello, Dr. Larch, thank you so much.
All right, you have 6.5 words or less to convince someone why your favorite food is the superior food. Go.
What the hell is half a word?
Make a slogan for your food of choice and why it rocks.
Okay, screw my veins, mac and cheese, heart attack. That's half a word, if I divide it by 2.
How about I got one for you? Tequila. Fuck it.
Actually, I only need one word. Tacos.
Let's see. I gotta make a. Okay, 6 words left for the food of my choice. That's my favorite food. That's a weird thing to not know.
Your favorite food is chippies.
Chippies! You are correct.
No idea. We cannot keep chips in the house, not because of any other reason that they won't just open one bag. One bag will be open, it'll be moved over there, they'll forget about it. They open the second bag, that one comes up over there, they forget about it. And all of a sudden, we need to have nachos for the next 3 nights because everything's going to be stale.
Okay, but
Put
to be
away
fair,
the chips.
sometimes you need fresh chips.
It's true.
You just have to start over.
They opened them 5 minutes prior and lost them.
Okay, but that was 5-minute-old chips.
Oh, God damn it!
Yes. What's up? We got time? What's that?
Do you want me to make Alkali see the thing you sent me?
Yes, basically I just want to say, hi, I'm going to go to Dance Jump now, or you go to the channel, feel free to announce the number, I got the it is correct. Future hat, get back to this room.
Yes, it did. Thank
Yes.
you so much. Guys, give it up for your convention chairman, Pandas!
My phone is dying, so you got a message.
I do. Also, I have how to convince people of my favorite food.
What's that?
Chickpeas. There's a drop down on FA for that.
Okay, that's fucking.
I got an answer.
What do you got?
Coffee, give me or else.
You mean your house?
I got one for someone we won't mention. Beans. Put them on your face.
But the. All right, what happened? What happened? I'm worried.
Nothing happened. Everything's fine. You cannot see the sausage being made.
Somebody spilled the
Oh
name.
my God.
See, Okay.
Somebody spilled the oatmeal.
I hope this didn't get spilled, otherwise it would be a big fucking problem. Wait, I say what?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the Dragget Show.
For all y'all who were at Charity Cruise Line, also a portion of this did again come from In the Name of Ranger Rock. Thank you so much. Charity Cruise Line got $2,736.10. I don't know thank you all so much for that.
I love having the charity on our panel. But we've done this multiple times before, and a lot of times like a first-year charity, they'll come in and it's like, oh yes, we would love to come up there and discuss philosophy, animals, and the world at large. And then there's this charity, I'm like, is there any more booze? How much fucking money? Fuck yeah! Like, I love this charity.
Alright, I'm sorry, this keeps coming up, and I have to ask. Do you have, like, we always do 5-second stories. You have 5 seconds to distill everything that happened. Do you have a Do you have a 5-second story that is the most interesting poop encounter?
I have my most recent poop encounter from earlier today, which will explain to you why I am wearing my evening pants already, because I somehow, while cleaning out the ferret cage, walked away from it, and then I went to reach behind me and pat my pockets to find my phone, and instead came away with ferret poop. And so I had to go upstairs, and this is why I have a room here now, because it is not my first poop on my pants story at the con. But it is my most recent, and it's, I feel like it's always the ferrets.
What the hell? Again, I will remind you, we are full of shit. That's just the beginning of the end.
Doesn't everyone have a 5-second poop story? I got one.
This is perfect for the Dragget Show, to be honest with you.
The super pooper. I worked retail, and there was someone who came in every day, and so we put in cameras in the hallway that put Superman's logo with her faces on the walls. The super pooper.
I'm not applying that.
Oh my God.
We paid our bathroom guys and cookies to clean it.
What? No!
They got the short end of that shit stick.
At least
Is there a long end? I mean, shit.
Yeah, there better be, it's the handle. They gotta stay away from the shit.
I mean, they were making their hourly wage. They could have been told to
took cookies instead.
No, they took both.
Oh, okay.
They took both.
All right.
They continued to get paid, and they got cookies.
That's great.
I, for a short time, worked at a company who was very, they were shitty to their employees. And to get revenge, somebody put on the guise of what we named the stacker. The stacker would go into the company restroom, fill the toilet with toilet paper, crap on top of that, and then stand up to where the toilet couldn't flush automatically, and then there was just that. Which was bad enough until one of my coworkers decided to name them that and started posting those pictures randomly in the hallway so that our office knew how angry we were that when you waved your hand in front of the paper towel dispenser, that much came out. So, yeah, we were pretty passive-aggressive shitty, but then we became passive-aggressive shitty. So.
I decided to just taking the end of the toilet paper, putting it in the bowl, and flushing, because then it eats the entire roll.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we got one more question we gotta get to, and it's from Tikel.
Hello, Tikel.
So they asked, now that we know Idris Elba is Knuckles, what would your dream casting be for the lesser-known Sonic characters in the films? So those who don't know, Sonic is a side character in Sonic.
Sonic's the side character in Sonic?
Yes.
Excellent.
Knuckles is the side character in Sonic, and then everyone's disturbed because it's a very sexy voice for Knuckles.
Okay.
They're like, oh no, they're sexy. So,
Oh no, there's...
So now who are we gonna make? What's going to be the voice for, say, Tails the Fox? This cute little fox with two tails.
Tails the Fox is going to be represented by Ice-T.
Oh, that's Ice-T!
Yeah.
I love Ice-T, okay.
Yeah. I was gonna go with Morgan Freeman. That would work too. Yeah.
Do you guys know anything about Sonic?
If it were me, I would actually just replace every scene with Sonic, just with a still picture of the building, the place, the store.
Jeez.
Store of Sonic.
The restaurant?
Yeah, I don't want to call it a restaurant. Let's not be too generous.
That's fair.
Have they already cast Doc Wily?
Dr. Robotnik.
Is it Dr. Robotnik in Sonic? Cool. I'm doing great. I think there's only one person that can play him because I want to hear the voice as a villain again. It's been far too long.
Who's that?
Gilbert fucking Godfrey. I just want him to play Doc Wily, Dr. Robotnik.
In a fat suit, or are they gonna make him gain like 500 pounds?
No, I think he should gain the weight to the point where he can't walk under his own power anymore. And they have to actually put him in a flying thing because he can fly, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. So they just put him in a flying thing, but they're kind of low on the budget. So all they do is make all the scenes really fast and just kind of throw it. And they just hope that they can catch it with the camera fast enough that that'll work. Dude, it's all in editing. It's all in editing.
Don't take it for that Marvel money, I'm telling you.
The Marvel money? Yeah. Wait, hold on. Does Marvel own Sonic?
I mean, don't they own everything?
No, Disney owns everything.
Yeah, but Disney owns Marvel, so Marvel owns everything by contract.
Fair enough.
Some giant corp. Yes.
I'm really part of Nintendo girl.
Amy the Bat. Isn't it Amy? Who plays that?
Rouge.
Rouge the Bat. All right.
Is that sexy Robo Chicken? Is that Sonic or is that something else?
That was the Sonic cartoon. Yeah, but I'm saying we're bringing sexy robot chicken back. Yes. So who plays the sexy robot chicken?
Who do you want to cluck sweet nothings in your ear? What voice do you want, Xanni?
Lizzo.
Lizzo, hell yes!
We're just going to repurpose old clips of Barry White.
The fucking Snakes on a Plane guy. Just to hear the cluck mother
Samuel L. Jackson. Oh my God.
I like it. Well, we've already determined our version of Sonic's not making any money, so.
Demonetization, the horrible thing.
So Ernor isn't here right now, but he does Sonic the Hedgehog fan fiction every year here.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
We read through Sonic High School, Sonic the Hedgehog High School. You can all watch that. You can all read that on fanfiction.net.
Sonic the Hedgehog High School?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, isn't that just called Fast Times at Furry High?
Don't worry. Everybody in Sonic High School is over the age of 18, so you don't have There is a disclaimer.
Fair enough.
His voices, Ernor's voices,
You could be like that.
Knuckles is played by a Russian communist.
Fair enough.
Tails is voiced by Christopher Walken.
Excellent.
Shadow is played by an edgy preteen.
Yes.
You just told us they were all over 18.
They are.
Oh, but it's played by an edgy
So it's
preteen.
the 18 over edgy preteen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just gotta shove it all together and you just get it, okay?
Alkali, I'm fairly certain all of us have encountered people who are 18 and over but still sound 13.
Hey, like,
Fair enough.
My very
I'm 30.
fanfiction takes place in 80.
I have sounded like this for my entire life. It's really not as fun as it sounds.
So sorry for...
Dude, we love her.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ernor would definitely say it.
Well, we appreciate it. So if you get a chance, where can we find that again?
This and other dirty dreams of yours.
Fanfiction.net. You can find it on Sonic the Hedgehog High School.
Fanfiction.net, Sonic the Hedgehog High School, our good friend and fan Erner apparently voices a bunch of people, and they are all definitely over 18. So
I just wanted to say, the meetings on all this casting stuff, and we was
That'd be awful.
talking that, I got rules and things already made by people that you can easily download online.
no, stop stealing things.
So,
Well, should we throw the audience?
I think so. We have a few questions left. We have a little time left. Any quick fire questions? Anyone want to raise your hand?
If there's anyone who wants to ask anything of any of the panelists up here, this is how we're going to finish it off. And until then, we want to really quick thank you all for being here. Oh God, what's happening? Yes?
So, what is one of the hardest parts about setting up for the con?
The hardest part for setting up for the con. Wow.
How about that part where I forgot the very important rear projection screen and had to ask Alkali to go back to the storage locker at 7 a.m. Friday to pick that up for me?
Would you
I'm
like
so
to-
sorry.
It's okay. No. We are a team. I didn't mind, but I'm going to make you feel worse right now. So, I was supposed to be here Thursday night for MST3K. I was supposed to go to work, get through the opening trades, and then leave. On my way to work, we got a call from my coworker who said, hey, my wife's aunt just passed away. I'm going to need Friday off, which means I get to work till 2 in the morning. And I felt horrible, like, oh, dude, that really sucks. Somebody's like, oh, we've known it's been coming for a week. Like, wait a minute. You knew you were going to be taking one of the days off this week and told no one? Like, well, yeah. Why? Did you guys have something you're planning? So I got to send my entire desk to hi fuckers. You just made me stay here till 2. I got to pick up a screen and head to Indiana at 6 a.m. on Friday. Fuck you. Well, on my way to work, Tom, who had to cover him from Friday, gives me a call and he says, you know what, I understand. Like, understand what? Apparently, I forgot a huge part of my job on Thursday night because I was tired of wanting to get out there. And now the whole desk had to sign on from home to cover me for 2 hours. Oh, fiddly fucking dee!
Hey, Alkali, did you just tell them? Is it even close to being even?
Yeah, not even fucking close. But, dude, do not worry about it. Shit happens. We are a team.
Indeed. Well, any other questions?
Oh, who else had moments building up to the con?
It depends on what job I'm there to do. If I'm going as an artist, the hardest part is getting everything done, just signing all the prints. And we had 2 stacks of, a 2-inch stack of prints that I had to finish signing before cutting this week.
In the dark.
From the last show.
Did you say
In the dark, yeah. We were out of power for 3 days. I had a Ryobi battery and a huge thing, and I did 2 last weekend with Tiny Paws. I was signing these and also I did 2 panels with no power. We ran off of a hotspot on our phone in Ryobi batteries.
Oh my God.
While I did 2 art, so with the cameras and everything, art panels.
That is ridiculous.
No power.
Okay, so that sounds stressful as
Well
well.
then.
If I'm coming as security, it's actually way easier because I just have to wash all my black clothes, which is my clothes, and then read all the rules. And we play a game where we read the rules. to make it a lot more fun, where we try to match it to the incident that happened last year that made the new rule.
Where did this new rule come from?
That's a fun game. My dear?
So for me, I was coming down on Thursday night and I'd been asked to participate in the mistake panel, and I agreed, and so I had this whole plan. I had it all planned out. We're packing up cages and food and animals and getting all ready, and I am, of course, running 45 minutes later than planned because this is animal rescue. And I get here, and Hatter pulls me aside after we're back there. I'm yanking cages. The amazing furry volunteers are hauling them into our room for us. And Hatter pulls me aside, "Can I talk to you for a second?" "Yeah." And he says, "Are you still doing mistake tonight?" I'm like, "Oh, absolutely. I'm going to go finish this up, shower, change, grab a drink. I'll be right there." And he was like, "It's actually in 5 minutes."
Oh.
Okay. That's fine. Do you have time for a drink first so that I can feel a little bit better about showing up with no shower and wearing my Thanksgiving stuffing shirt?
The Thanksgiving stuffing shirt? What?
And here's the turkey. We thought that might make it less awkward for the children. And my children are youngest is 15. So they're not super children. They're teens and get our inappropriate jokes, even when they pretend not to. Okay, so I show up, forego the shower, no makeup, wearing the stuffing shirt. This is all fine. So I say, "Can I maybe get a drink first? I haven't been on stage in 2 years. It's been a while. I need to loosen up." And they say, "Absolutely. Drinks will be provided on stage too." I'm like, "What?" And that is when I found out I had signed up for a drinking game.
Now, to be fair, the shower really isn't a problem. We had to make a rule about showering.
That being said, that is the end of our time. So, if we can go from this side of the table, Trevor, please, outro.
Hi, I'm Dragor. Bye, I'm Dragor.
My dear?
I'm Heather with E.R.P.S. Thank you so much for all of your support. We appreciate being here.
I'm Quack with FurCon, and thank you for coming this year.
I'm Xanni the Blue.
My name is Alkali. This has been Xanni and Alkali Show, the Dragget Show. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, enjoy the convention. Think of the charity.
On YouTube and under DraggetShow.com if you ever need to find us. So, there we go.
Enjoy the time. Get up on stage. Find a reason. Guys, you make your own fun at these things. Have a great time.
Silver Gattoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gattoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gattoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.